Hello people, welcome back to the channel. Ange Postecoglou was sacked yesterday. Here is my thoughts. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. What I find really interesting is that Levy's name, his signature, isn't on the statement. It was there for Ryan Mason's departure. Donna Cullins this week, and it's often in them because he likes to put his name in them, but he missed the opportunity to take accountability. And it's what is interesting about the statement that the club put out, which was very long, where they'd done a simplified version on X, for example, is that Levy talks about the need to compete on forefront in more than one competition. That's what he talks about in his statement, but this is not possible under this chairman, these owners, and this recruitment model. The managers are set up to fail at Tottenham. It's just literally as simple as that. If you don't give the manager the tools, they aren't going to do well. With Ange, we had a paper-thin squad that went through injuries. You either sacrifice the leads, almost down tools, I'm not saying it's right, to win the Europa League. You can't balance both. We didn't have the squad. I can't remember the last, how many times last season did that back four or back five, including the goalkeeper, play together? It wasn't a lot at all. So I think to win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League, which you would have taken at the start of the year, seeing Champions League qualification and winning a trophy, that's better season than Arsenal have had. So I don't agree with this decision, if I'm honest with you, but I will say is whatever manager comes in, I think we've got to park this aside, regardless of your thoughts on it, and get behind the new manager. I think that's something that the fans didn't do for Nuno, and I think it was a big part of why it didn't work for him. I'm very annoyed with Levy. I just don't think that we should go through another project, and I don't think he and Enoch should see through yet another manager. What is it, 7 managers in 7 years? I just don't get why Levy can't see that he's the problem. I don't understand it. I see Levy's a bit of an illness, something that won't go away. You get your virus or your flu, your COVID, awful, but eventually they will go away. But Daniel Levy just doesn't go away, and I thought he was stepping away from the football side of things. So I'm very disappointed to see. I think it just kills kind of the vibes. I think a lot of it is attention seeking for Levy. I'm sure he believes he's doing best, but he's got to step in. He just can't help himself but get involved in the football side. That's the problem. 10 out of 10 on the business side. It's great to wake up and go to bed at night knowing your club is financially secure, it's safe, it's not going to go under, it's not going to go bust. There's no ambition on the football side, but Levy expects to close the gap to the best teams in England and the best teams in the world, in Europe, but we don't spend or compete like them. And I'll take that back a little bit, because we've spent a lot since we've gone to the new stadium. It's been spent really poorly, and the difference is we don't pay the wages, and you can't attract the big players. I'll get onto a little bit more managerial placements later, focusing on Thomas Frank. I think Frank is a better option than people give him credit for, so I'm annoyed with Ange. I don't think it's a complete disaster, but there's no doubt that we'll lose players because of this. Players like Romero will leave, Son. A lot of them put heartfelt messages out on Ange about him, and I think that just tells you a lot. Not many done that about Pochettino. So this feels wrong. It doesn't feel right, but at the same time, we'll never know if winning that trophy was paper over cracks, and we don't know if it's the right decision or not. I just don't like it as well, the way that Levy's got about it, the sliminess, the lack of accountability, the fact that Ange, he's going to go on holiday with his family, his future's undecided, going to make him worry about it all the time. When he comes back, I'm going to tell him that he's sacked. I just felt like you can envision it, can't you? The board was split on it, and Levy's got get rid of him, but he wasn't meant to get involved in the football side. That's the thing. So it is going to be another start of a project, and that word is definitely overused, but there'll be players that aren't right for Frank's system, and already we're just wasting time in the transfer window. Man United had a poor season like us. They've got on with business. They activated Matheus Cunha's release clause at Wolves in advanced talks with Simon Barmo. We're twiddling our thumbs over a manager. That's the thing. For you don't get rid of Ange unless you have someone lined up, and Frank's not going to leave Brentford with a click of the fingers. And I do think that we're a bigger club and more attractable than people think, especially being in the Champions League. I think the majority of managers, whether it be Areola, Silva, Frank, I think would eventually come to Tottenham. They would drop things, but the club's going to make it difficult, and there's a lot of money involved. I just think that Ange should have had the start of next season, but don't cry because it's ended, smile because it happened. What a tenure. For me, 9 out of 10 for Ange at Tottenham, because that first season, 5th place finish and securing Europa League football. Its second season, winning the Europa League. Okay, finish 17th, I understand that, but you win the Europa League, you qualify for the Champions League, and we actually reached a semi-final of the Carabao Cup as well. That, for me, is a goddamn good season with the squad that he was given, because there are some dire signings in there. At the same time, yes, this squad's better than 17th. I'm not defending that, absolutely. And whether Ange's style is sustainable, I don't know. Frank definitely offers a more flexible and better in-game management. There's no doubt about that, but I just don't think it's right for Ange to leave. I think he was, you could just tell he lived and breathed Tottenham. He gave everything for the club, and it just, I can't help but think what could have been. That's an awful feeling. What could have been? Same with Postecoglou, that Champions League final. What if we'd signed one more player? Or what if we'd backed him that following season after reaching the final? What if? There's a load of times we've had to say that at Tottenham about Levy's Tottenham. And this is Levy's Tottenham, but it's toxic, it's horrible. And again, he's spoiled the party because he can't keep quiet and he has to be involved himself. So I'm not happy with Levy, but I've done this video the next day, chance to calm down. So it's turned from anger into a little bit of sadness. But I do wish whoever takes over all the best. But we need to get all the decision. And Levy's like, there's been a deep review into Ange, blah, 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 blah. Well, there should be a 25-year review into his job as a chairman, because I'd love to see the conclusion of that, because he hasn't done a good job. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Very open and interested to know your opinions. So do get involved in the comments below, manager replacements-wise, and also Ange-wise, Levy-wise, Enoch-wise, etc. By the way, I think that Enoch's the wider problem. I think you remove Daniel Levy, and you still have the problem of Enoch and that recruitment model, which is unambitious. So we're nothing much is going to change, but what will change is what is on Levy is the managerial, the sackings, the appointments, the rush decisions. Can't help but getting involved. So you do remove Levy, you remove a big problem, but the wider problem is Enoch. It's an unambitious model that's profit before glory, all about the exploitation of fans. Profit comes first. We're all customers. That's what it's all about. It's a business first. So Enoch, the wider problem, but Levy, let's get him out. Let's get them both out. For now, massive come on you Spurs. They don't deserve to see through another manager. But I just want to say as well, thank you, Ange, for everything. Thank you for Bilbao. Thank you for the best kind of few days, weeks in my life. Great to be at that trophy parade in the Brighton game after the defeat was lovely. The atmosphere, people out in Bilbao. I mean, that night alone, though I wasn't there, was just absolutely incredible. So that moment will always be there and forever be. And Tottenham Hotspur, a legend, our most successful manager in 41 years. He'd go down European history. The third, Tottenham managed to win a European trophy. That's the thing. He ended our 17-year trophy drought and our 41-year drought for a European trophy. But if he'd finished sixth and not won a trophy, he'd still be in the job. That's Levy's Tottenham for you, and I just can't get my head around it. Thank you, though.